And as grateful as I feel, I honestly don't feel like I need to say anything, but that no one is illegal on stolen land. And yeah, it's just really hard to know what to say and what to do right now. And I feel really hopeful in this room, and I feel like we just need to keep fighting and speaking up and protesting, and our voices really do matter, and the people matter. And I say sorry.
The audience is
Thank
on
you
their
so
feet.
much. I can't believe this.
And there you have it. That was very, very, very performative, I would say. Like, you're getting up there, 9 times out of 10, you already know most of these award shows, they already know that they're going to win the award. So you still had time to make a speech, write down a speech or something short or whatever. But this is egregious to even, like, I hate the fact that people think that we're living on stolen land. And if that is the case, every civilization on this planet has operated on stolen land.
Watching here on the Fox News Channel social media accounts. I'm Alexis. I'm a reporter here, and we're talking about all things Grammys. And even if you didn't watch the Grammys, I didn't, I can tell you that, I bet you know what Billie Eilish said. One of the big things that she talked about was how no one is illegal on stolen land. But the question has now prompted people to say, well, if you're living on stolen land, if everyone's living on all this stolen land, then why don't you give up your big mansion out in Los Angeles? Because you built it on land that belongs to a native tribe there. So we know this because we reached out to this tribe. So we talked to them. It's called the Tongva tribe out in Southern Cal. They said this, according to Fox. I'm going to read it to you guys because they're responding. They told me, as the first people of the greater LA basin, we do understand that Billie Eilish's home is situated in our ancestral land. They also said that she never contacted them when she was building this nice mansion out there in Southern Cal. Looks pretty nice. Looks like it has a nice pool. And so people are saying, why do we take advice or any politics advice or listen to anything about politics from these celebrities? We want to hear about the Grammys. We don't want to hear about what Billie Eilish thinks, about ICE. And so that was kind of the main thing. I thought it was interesting because I cover a lot of protests, and I was in Minneapolis for a while, and the no one is legal on stolen land was something I heard from all the protesters. So it was almost like, am I listening to the Grammys speeches afterward, or I was listening to anti-ICE protesters? But yeah, there was a bunch of different celebrities that called for it. It wasn't just Billie Eilish, but I did think it was interesting too, since we've been looking into this, not just the stolen land comments, not just the tribe responding, but it's also interesting that Eilish has really never been shy about her beliefs for calling out law enforcement. Back in 2020, she talked about how they should defund the police. She was one of the celebrities that said that then. And then it's the same police, though, that she called in 2023 when investigators say some guy broke into her house out in LA. So she called to defund the police, but then she called the police when she needed help. So
ain't that ironic? And you see it more and more. I was watching a video today where the neighborhood defunded the police, but then children start getting killed, like at a bus stop and things of that nature. And now you're advocating for, hey, tell the police, tell if something happened. Now you're advocating for snitching. Now you're advocating for the police to actually be present so that they can help solve these murders. Like, you can't have it both ways. Do we have some bad actors for as law enforcement? Yes. There's bad actors everywhere. So every industry that you can think of, there are bad actors. We're human. It is going to happen. But however, to fully say like we need to abolish, defund the police, abolish ICE is super senseless and very irrational. It's almost kid like. It's almost kid like. I promise you, with the tantrums that I see that a lot of people do. But let's keep it going.
I think a lot of people, at least, regular Americans, you look at it for the fashion. You want to see what these people are wearing at the Grammys. You want to hear what they have to say about getting some big award. It's a huge honor a lot of the time, to get any award, especially one of that level. But I don't think most people that I've talked to really want to get their political advice from Billie Eilish.
And that's facts. I agree. Like, I'm here to see the art. The Grammys have been going down year after year after year. And I think it's because less emphasis on the art. I'm not watching the Grammys to see, like I seen one person that was naked, damn near naked, I would say. I'm not here to view you on the red carpet, butt booty naked, right? I'm here like, yes, I want to see some nice fits, you know what I'm saying? Stylish, things of that nature. But other than that, outside of the music, what are we talking about? It's a day for all musicians and people that's in the music industry to celebrate each other, to celebrate the advancement of the art. But all we got the other night was strictly C-SPAN, CNN, Fox. That's all. MS Now. That's all that we got out of the Grammys. It's quite disgusting, I must add. And now let me pull up what she was referring to in 2023 about Billie Eilish. And so in early 2023, a man named Christopher A. Anderson was accused of stalking and breaking into Billie Eilish's childhood home in Highland Park, Los Angeles, where her parents still reside. Anderson reportedly appeared at the property 5 times between late December 2022 and early January 2023. Leading to a restraining order being granted against him in February 2023. So, and y'all can read the rest, but the reason why I pulled that up is because just like the news anchor said, you was protesting about defund the police, but then you needed them. You didn't want someone who was illegally not supposed to be on your property, right, to be apprehended and held accountable for being on your private property, right? It's the same thing with illegal aliens, right? It's the same thing. So I feel like Billie Eilish and a lot of other people put their foot in their mouth, because y'all are the same people that wouldn't give up your property for illegal immigrants, for anybody in that matter. What sense does it make for people to say, oh, we live on stolen land? I want to tear down this, and I've said it in previous videos, but at the end of the day, when it's wartime, it's winners and losers. Every civilization on this planet has took a L, has lost people, has lost land, have lost assets, right? It is what it is. We just now live in a civilization where you don't see that anymore. We won this land fair and square. We are Americans. Our forefathers, our ancestors won and took over this land. So therefore, no one, you should be chanting that you're an American at the end of the day. There is no way around it. We shouldn't be so super focused on the merits of this land was once stolen. Okay. Just like the property I live in was probably once a road, a dirt road. What does that mean? Somebody probably owned this land before I moved onto this property. I'm pretty sure we're sitting over grave sites from centuries and centuries ago. So what are we talking? Make it make sense. But a lot of people will try to make sense of this rhetoric, and then they'll hear what these celebrities say and just go with it and don't do no type of research on their own. And I believe that is so foolish. Like, the blind is just leading the blind. So, she can come out and say these things, but are you going to give the property that you own back to this Native American tribe? Are you going to allow your stalkers, Mr. Christopher Anderson, people like him, are you going to allow them to come on back on your property? Because if you're not, then you're just hypocritical. Because like I said, in the same breath, just like you don't want someone illegally to come on your private property, it's the same way as Americans throughout this country do not want illegals to come into our country illegally. Like, people really, it's mind-boggling because we cannot do this in no other country. Right across the border, you can get hemmed up on whether it's the northern border or the southern border. We can get hemmed up by not having our passport, not having our credentials, not anything. But people can come here and it's just, they want somewhere better to stay. Okay, a lot of us do. When my family was impoverished, I wanted to live somewhere better. But you know what? I couldn't do it. We couldn't do it. My mother couldn't do it until she had better means to do it. That means a better job, a better situation. So, man, I think it's just foolish and it's just dumb. And anybody out there that thinks like this is just dumb, because it's no way around saying, like, what about all the other civilizations throughout the world? Everybody's on stolen land if that's the case. So I think that we gotta watch who we idolize and watch who we allow our children idolize, because this is grotesque. And just let people talk. You'll find the hypocrisy in their speech. Remember to hit that thumbs up, because it helps this channel cycle through the algorithm and helps others discover this channel. Remember to subscribe, hit that notification bell. It's your boy Mercy. I'm out.